Hi, welcome back to another episode of Positive Talks with Mary. We have another great video in store for today, but on the video that I posted on Tuesday, I gave you 5 steps on how to achieve realistic and successful goals so that you will actually be able to achieve your goal and see it come to life. So if you have any goals that you want to do, make sure to watch that. I'll link it down in the description below. But today we are going to be talking about waiting on God's timing and not our own. And I personally think that this is a very hard thing to do sometimes because, well, sometimes we want things just to happen right now and we don't want to have to wait on it. And when we have to wait on things that we want to happen, sometimes it's so easy to get frustrated. Sometimes we begin to even question God's capabilities in our life. And you get to this point and you're struggling, because I have been in this place before so many times. I'm struggling. I'm trying to figure it all out by myself. I want answers and I want things to happen now. And I'm questioning, why isn't this happening? Why am I not moving forward? Why do I feel stuck in life? And I want things to progress and move forward faster than it really should happen. And you get so frustrated sometimes. You're just like, God, when? When is this going to happen? Why am I having to wait so long? Please tell me I'm not the only person who feels like this. So comment below if you've ever been in this place before, just questioning when things are going to happen. When are they going to come together? Because it's hard and sometimes it just seems unfair. But when that does start to happen and when you begin to question all of those things, I've always been reminded of this verse in Ecclesiastes 3:1. It says, "For everything there is a season, a time for every activity under heaven." And this verse can remind you that every single moment in your life is preordained by God. That this is all part of His plan all along. And that God's plan cannot be derailed. It cannot change at all. You are right where you need to be at this moment in your life. You just have to trust God. Even though it's hard and even though it's not moving at the pace that you want things to go. And I get I get that sometimes it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, or that you might never get out of the season that you are in right now. And it may seem like your faith is beginning to buckle. But remember, it is so important that you remember that you are in this season for a reason. And this season is eventually going to pass. It's going to pass. It might take a little time. It might wear you out, but it is going to pass. You just have to put your trust in God because He's working everything out in your life. Every detail, down to a T, He is working it out, and it is all going to be revealed in His perfect timing. You just have to find the patience to wait to see His glory, His perfection, and His perfect timing unfold in your life, because it will. He is not just going to leave you hanging. He is working right now, and He is preparing you. You just have to wait and see. And it says in Romans 8:28, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to His purpose for them. See, it says that God causes everything to work together for the good. No need to worry. No need to fret over it. It's in God's hands. And if you're struggling, if you are worrying, if you are have anxiety or stress over this, lay it down in God's hand and He is going to work it out for you. Let Him take control of this situation and those worries and those fears and watch and see what happens. Because if you try to take it all on yourself, it's going to wear you out. You are going to get weighed down. And that season, when you're taking it on yourself, is going to seem so much longer. It's going to seem so much harder. But when you put it in God's hand, He's going to comfort you. He's going to give you the patience that you need. So just give it over to Him. Don't do it yourself. Give your problems, your worries, your fears, your stresses over to God. But while you're in this season of waiting, cling to God. That is one of the most important things that you can do. Turn to Him and ask Him to prepare you for what He has in store for you. And rest assured that right now He is moving mountains for your benefit. His plan, His purpose, His destiny that He has created just for you. It is going to be better than any plan that you could ever create, come up, conjure yourself. And He is working, and He is opening doors, and He is closing doors right now in your life. And even though it's hard, I know it is. And sometimes it's so easy to get frustrated, but just rest assured that He is working. And when you're looking for the answers, grow your faith in Him, because even though you can't always see what He's doing, and sometimes it feels like we can't even feel it in our lives, He is changing your life, and it's happening, and it is changing for the better. You just have to believe that. And, personally in my own life, I just want to give a little short story about how, I was getting frustrated in my life, and then God opened the doors that I was looking for, and it was something so much better than I could have ever thought of. I graduated college in 2020, and that was in May, and it was right when the pandemic was going on and everything was beginning to close down. The world was just shutting down, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm graduating. How in the world am I going to get a job when people are getting laid off? They're working from home. Like, what am I going to do? And I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, what career path I wanted to go into, even though I did have a degree. And, I fiddled around for a couple of months. I applied to some jobs, and I never had like this good feeling about all the jobs that I had applied to. It was never just like this peaceful feeling like, okay, this is where I need to be. I know this is what I want to do. And I just kept praying and praying and praying like, God, I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I'm supposed to go in this next journey and this next start of my life, but You have a plan and You have a purpose for me. Like, put it on my heart. Open that door for me. And I was honestly starting to get a little discouraged because it was like 6 months since I had graduated, and I didn't have like a real job. I was just fiddling around doing some things with my dad, and I had this feeling one day that I should apply at this job in my town, just see if they had anything. And, I didn't think that would be something that I wanted to do, but I was like, well, it'll be a job. I can at least just start working. And I applied, and they emailed me back like immediately. And I went into an interview. I thought everything went well, and I didn't hear back from them for about 2 months. And I was like, well, I guess that didn't work out. I got to figure out something else now. And then randomly, they called me back, and they said that they wanted me to come in and start working, and I could come in whenever I was ready. And I was like, I could start tomorrow. And it's just so crazy because never in my life did I think that I wanted to go into that type of industry. And it's just crazy because God worked it all out perfectly. And I know that right now in my life, this is where I need to be. And I have so much peace about it. And when I started, I had so much peace. I was just like, okay, this is it. This is what I have been praying for. And all these months that I have been stressing and freaking out and just questioning everything in my whole entire life, God worked it out perfectly just for me. And the point of this story is that take your needs to Him. Ask God to help you. Ask God to lead you. Ask God to open those doors for you, and He will. And He's going to send you where you need to be. And if you're not where you need to be right now in your life, say your job, God can change that situation for you, because He does have a plan and a purpose for you. You just have to trust in Him, and you just have to be patient. And, you know, for 6 months when I was looking for a job, it seemed like the absolute end of the world to me. And finally, everything just came together. And I look back on it now and I'm just like, why was I so worried? Why was I why was I stressing out so much? Because if I would have done what I wanted to do and just found this job instead of waiting, I would probably be unhappy at my job and miserable. And I just waited, and God prepared me. He put me right where I need to be, and He can do that in your life. I know He can. Just call out to Him. Just pray to Him, because He'll do it, and He's working in your life, even though you can't see it, and even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it, and you feel like you're all by yourself. You're not. He is there. Again, just call out to Him and trust Him and believe Him, because it's all happening. He's moving mountains and He's opening doors. And I just feel so good to get that out, honestly. It made me feel better just getting that out to share with you. But I think that is it for today, and I'm wrapping up, but I do want to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video has helped you, and I hope you realize that God does have a purpose and a plan for you, and His timing is right, not your timing. Just remember that. I'm going to say it again so it'll stick in your mind, that His timing is right, not your timing, and will all happen in His perfect timing, and we can cling to that every single day while we wait for it to happen. But hey, make sure to like and subscribe below and press the bell button so that you will be notified on all the upcoming videos and things that we're doing here on this channel, Positive Talks with Mary. Oh, and I forgot to mention, make sure to follow my new Instagram page, Positive Talks with Mary. I just got around to setting it up yesterday. There's only one post, but there is going to be more posts coming soon. I've been lollygagging around and I didn't get it, but there is more to come. But follow it. It's just called Positive Talks with Mary. And I'm going to be back on Tuesday with another video. So make sure to stay tuned for the good things to come. And I'll see you here on Tuesday.